Welcome to the video on budget analysis for autonomous institutions. In this video, we are going to look at what do we mean by autonomous institutions, various accounts prepared by autonomous institutions, economic codes used for analysis, accounts prepared for autonomous institutions for national accounts. The general government sector comprises of all units of central government, state government, local government and all non-market NPIs which are controlled by government, here referred as autonomous institutions. Autonomous institutions are set up by the ministries or departments concerned with the subject matter and are funded through grant in aid either fully or partially. Autonomous bodies are non-profit institutions controlled and mainly financed by government. As per SNA, these agencies are often established to carry out specific functions such as road construction or the non-market production of health and education services. These should be treated as separate institutional units if they maintain full sets of accounts but are part of government sector if the services they produce are non-market and if they are controlled by government. This is a part from annual report from Indian Institute of Management, Rohtak. We will be using the annual report of this institute to understand the budget analysis process for autonomous bodies. Here, as you can see, this institute was set up under Ministry of Human Resource Development. As we know, IIM is a management institute. The ministry concerned with the subject is Ministry of Education, erstwhile known as Ministry of Human Resource Development. So it was set up by Ministry of Education. As we can see in the text circled in the image that this institute is funded by Ministry of HRD, now known as Ministry of Education. This example as given in this slide and in the previous slide justify our statement which says autonomous institutes are set up by the ministries or departments concerned with the subject matter and are funded through grants in aid either fully or partially. Autonomous institutions receiving assistance from government in form of grant or loan usually compile three set of accounts: receipts and payments accounts, income and expenditure accounts and balance sheets. Along with these three accounts, the notes on accounts and illustrative schedules are also prepared to get detailed information on transactions included in the above accounts. For preparation of accounts of autonomous institutions for national account purpose, we should first prepare a complete frame of all autonomous institutes working under different ministries and departments and classify these institutes in different industries like education or health or any other industry based on their economic activity. After this, we should analyze income and expenditure account and balance sheets of these institutes based on economic classification of national accounts. After analyzing the accounts of these institutes, we should consolidate the information so obtained of all the autonomous bodies which are analyzed. As last step, we prepare the NAS accounts and apply multiplier if required to have the complete estimates. Analysis of autonomous institutions accounts is done in the same manner as budget analysis of center and state. However, we are using some more economic classification codes in case of autonomous institutions. These are currency, which consists of notes and coins as authorized by the central bank or government. Transferable deposits. Under this head, we classify all the current accounts and saving accounts maintained with the financial institution. It is included under other receipts of economic classification. Other transferable deposits. Other transferable deposits are those where one party or both parties of the transaction is not a bank. It is included under other receipt of economic classification. Same as transferable deposit, it is also included under other receipts of economic classifications. Other deposits. Other deposits comprise all claims other than transferable deposits that are represented by evidence of deposits. For example, fixed term deposits and non-negotiable certificates of deposit are included under this classification. Debt securities. Debt securities are negotiable instruments serving as evidence of a debt. They include bills, bonds, negotiable certificates of a deposit, commercial papers and similar instruments normally traded in the financial markets. Trade credit and advances. This category comprises trade credit for goods and services extended to other institutions. Other accounts payables and receivables. This category includes accounts receivable and payables other than those described previously, which means the amounts are not related to the provisions of goods and services. It covers amounts related to taxes, dividends, purchases and sales of securities, rent, wages and salaries, and social contributions, etc. We will now understand the budget classification for autonomous bodies. The annual report which we are using here is of Indian Institute of Management, Rohtak. Before going into the details of analysis, some key points which we should take care while doing the budget analysis for autonomous institutes. First is balance sheet provides us the stock information, which means the information is at the end of financial year. So we will convert this information in flow by subtracting previous year's value from current year. Second, if corresponding to a content of annual accounts, any schedule is given, then marking will be done in detailed schedule. This will be covered in the subsequent slides. Third, total assets should match with the total liabilities given in the balance sheet. As you can see in the balance sheet, total assets are equal to the total liabilities. This is the first check in our budget analysis process. We are not doing the marking of economic classification in the balance sheet. As you can see, the details are given in the schedules. So marking will be done in the corresponding schedules. For capital funds, details are given in the schedule 1. Schedule 2 provides the detailed information in respect of corpus funds. The details of endowment fund are given in Schedule 3. For current liabilities and provisions, the details are given under Schedule 4. Schedule 5 provides the details about fixed assets. Schedule 6 provides details on investment of funds. We will now see these schedules in detail and understand how the economic classification is done for various transactions. This is Schedule 1, which gives the detailed information about capital fund. Contribution towards corpus or capital fund is classified under fund. As we know, other account payables covers amount related to taxes, dividends, purchases and sales of securities, rent, wages and salaries, and social contributions. So accordingly, the items of Schedule 4 are classified as OAP or other accounts payables. Schedule 5 provides the details about fixed assets. Items included under this schedule are land, which is given the code as PL, which stands for purchase of land. Under point 3 of office equipment, air conditioners is assigned category MO. Point 4 is marked with MO, as under these 2 points, they have included the transactions made for machineries. Vehicle is assigned code TRO, which is transactions made for transport. Similarly, computer peripherals are included under ICT. Schedule 6 provides details on investment of funds. Here, fixed deposit with schedule bank is assigned code as OD, which is the abbreviation for other deposits. As discussed, other deposit includes all claims that are represented by evidence of deposits. Cash in hand is categorized under currency. Bank balance in saving accounts is classified as transferable deposits, abbreviated as TD. Similarly, as explained earlier, security deposits and income received from interest are assigned code OAR, which is the short form for other accounts receivables. This is income and expenditure account of IIM Rohtak. This account records information about all sources of income and expenditure pertaining to the accounting period, and the information in is explained in the Schedule 5 to 15. Schedule 8 to 12A gives the details of income or receipts, whereas Schedule 5 and 13 to 15 gives the details of expenditure. Schedule 8 gives the information on fees and other incomes from academic programs. This is classified under miscellaneous receipt. Schedule 9 gives the information on plan grants, which is here included under transfer from center. Schedule 10 covers the information about income from interest on investments, which is here included under interest from non-government bodies and abbreviated as INTO. Similarly, entry under Schedule 11 is also classified under interest from non-government organizations. Schedule 12 provides the information about sources of other incomes, which are covered under miscellaneous receipts. Entries of Schedule 12A are covered under transfers, and entries of Schedule 13 gives the information about establishment expenses. The criteria for classification of these expenses under categories like salaries, wages, other benefits is same as followed for government budget analysis. Schedule 14 gives the expenditure incurred for other administrative expenses. All the items except item at point D, E and AD are classified as G, which stands for purchase of goods and services. The remaining 3 are classified as BM, which is maintenance of building, CM, which is maintenance of other constructions, and social benefits. Schedule 15 comprised of information of establishment expenses, which is classified under purchase of goods and services. After classifying and marking the data in appropriate economic and purpose categories, data are consolidated to prepare the estimates of capital formation, consumption expenditure, domestic product, and savings of autonomous institutions. For this, following accounts are prepared, which are income and outlay account, net domestic product from public administration, and capital formation account. The item inclusion against each variable of these accounts is same as done for government budget analysis. Thank you.